everybody, I am back today with a video for a cherry on top. This video also includes a blog post. I'm going to be working with these new products. These are from the latest Pink Fresh release. This is the Built on Dreams set. So it's a stamp, a die, and the layering stencils. I'm going to be using icing on the cake, blackjack, catching rays, flame, which is one of Catherine Pooler's newer luxe colors, and it's gorgeous, sage, and my last color here is green tea. These colors, I matched them to coordinate with the Simple Stories Hearth and Home collection. I have a sheet of nice, heavy, thick, gorgeous cardstock here. This cardstock is like a creamy color, so it will match and go really well with that Hearth and Home collection. So a couple of things about layered stencils. First, embossed side up if you're going to die cut or stamp over them. If you just use the stencils, then it doesn't matter as long as all of your layers have the same or on the same side. But the best rule of thumb is to keep the embossed side that has all of the, like one says stencil 1, stencil 2, stencil 3. Best way to use them is to have that side facing up and then put your paper behind that. I love to use Sizzix Maker's Tape to hold my paper into place while I ink blend. So I'm going to just place a little bit of that at the top and the bottom of my paper. And then I'm going to grab the paper. There we go. I'm going to put it underneath, and then I'm kind of going to hold it up so that I can see where it's embossed and how it is lined up with the little corners on my stencil. Press that Maker's Tape down, and that will keep it in place. And then we can just go ahead and start applying ink. It's a good idea to take a look at all your stencils so you know whether you are coloring leaves or flowers. And a lot of the stencils are layered up, so always start with your lightest color. In this case, I'm going to start with sage. I am using my Picket Fence Life Changing brushes, and I also have Gina K blending brushes. Those are the two brands that I have and use. I'm just going to go ahead and work through all of these colors until I have the layered part of my panel done here. Once I have everything layered, then it's really easy to kind of just stamp the house-shaped stamp over my panel, which is what I'm going to do now. So you can see how gorgeous that stenciling is and how it creates this beautiful house shape. The stamp set has this nice, big, large house-shaped stamp on it. And it's going to fit right over that stenciled area. You can totally use the stamp and the stencil separate from each other, but I love how they look together. I'm going to stamp the outline of my house using the icing on the cake ink. Nice deep black, or no, not deep black. It's a deep chocolate brown. Sorry about that. And then I'm going to go ahead and die cut the house. Again, this die cut fits nice and snug around my house, so I can just go ahead, hold the die in place with some Maker's Tape, die cut the house, and then we're going to use this on a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. There is still some of this Hearth and Home collection in the Cherry on Top shop if you are interested. These two strips I'm cutting are 3.5 by 12, and then I'm going to cut a photo mat for my photo. I have this super cute picture of my sister and my dog. And I just kind of snapped it one day, and it looked so good. They're both so cute together. And so I really just decided that it would work really well for this project and for this collection. I want to create some depth with these strips of paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking a whole bunch of tabby dots and across the entire bottom of the page I am filling it with tabby dots, but then the top part of that strip I'm just hitting it with my Cocoa tape dot runner. I'm going to take all the little dots off the tabby dots, and then I'm going to go ahead and line this strip up with the edges of my cardstock background, and that bottom part where the tabby dots are is now going to have some cool dimension. I'm going to take this second pattern paper, I'm going to do the exact same thing, and then I'll have these two nice dimensional layers. I really love this technique. I think it's really cool, and of course you could cut these layers thin and have 5, 6, 7 instead of 2 but for this layout I decided 2 would be plenty, and I really wanted to show off these two patterns because they were my favorite from the Hearth and Home collection. So I'm just going to back my photo using this pretty green paper, get my picture into place. Now we can decide where we want some other elements to go. I'm going to place my house that I stenciled and stamped and cut out, and I'm going to just tuck it right into my photo, and then it's going to house that home. So that home piece was one of the cut apart pieces. I think it was actually a 3x4 card, but I just cut it down closer, and now it can act as my title. I'm going to pop it up a little bit, and then I'm not putting it completely over the house. You can totally still tell that that's a house, and there it is, but I wanted to kind of add it with the house and use the house as the place to house my title. Next up, I have oodles and oodles of fussy cut flowers. One of the papers in this collection, well, 2 of them actually, were beautiful floral papers, and I spent some time to fussy cut them all and get all of these beautiful flowers cut up and ready to place on the layout. So I'm just going to kind of move them around a little bit. I want these flowers to be kind of cascading up from my photo. That was kind of my plan as I was going through here. So I'm just going to place them down and get them to kind of interact with my photo, to kind of interact with the house. You'll almost see this kind of turns into almost like a triangle type of a design when I'm all finished. Now that I look at this, I feel like I made this into one big house shape with the triangle and then that pattern paper at the bottom. That wasn't really what my goal was. I wasn't going for that, but it worked and it looks really cute, so I'm happy with it. One of the pieces that I added to this layout was this little die cut that said rating, and then it had these hearts, and so I wanted to color the hearts in. I just grabbed this is like a Tombow Mono drawing pen that I have in my stash. I actually have a blue one and a black one, and I really like them for those kinds of things, so I'm just coloring those in so that it says rating 5 stars, or rather 5 hearts. And that is where we're going to call this one done. Head over to the Cherry blog this morning. Not only did I create this layout, but I also created a really fun shaped card. And you can see that on the blog as well. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.